Hello, everyone, and welcome to the K-12 Excellence Hub podcast, brought to you by Alifa Education Services. I'm your host, Henry Stevens.
And I'm David Thompson. It's great to be with you. Here in China, we're all about helping you experience excellence and embrace opportunity in your educational journey.
Today, we're diving into a topic that so many international parents ask about, project-based learning, or PBL. You must have had this conversation 1,000 times with new families.
At least 1,000, Henry. It's a term that's everywhere, but, well, it can sound a bit vague.
Right.
Parents hear it, they nod along, but then they often come to me later and ask, but what does it actually mean for my child's day-to-day learning?
Exactly. So let's break it down. For a parent who is used to, traditional classrooms.
Yeah.
The classic setup. A teacher at the front, students in rows, textbooks open. What is the fundamental difference with PBL?
Well, the difference is moving from passive to active. Think about it this way. Instead of a teacher just, lecturing about a subject,
Okay.
the students, they get a driving question or a real-world problem to solve. For example, instead of just reading a chapter on water pollution, the students are tasked with, say, investigating the health of a local river.
So they're not just memorizing facts for a test. They're actually becoming scientists for a few weeks. What would that even look like?
Exactly. No, they're not. Well, they'd go out and collect water samples.
Wow.
They'd analyze them in the lab and learn chemistry in the process. They'd research potential pollution sources.
Right.
Learning geography and social studies. Then they'd have to present their findings and propose solutions, maybe to a real environmental group or a local government official.
Okay, so it all comes together. The learning isn't in a silo. The math, the science, the language.
Right. They are learning public speaking, data analysis, and collaboration all at once. It's all connected to that single, meaningful goal.
And that seems to be the direction education is heading globally, especially here in China.
It is. The 2022 education reforms were a clear signal that the country wants to cultivate innovators and critical thinkers. International schools are really at the forefront of this shift.
Right. They understand that to succeed in the future, students need skills that AI and robots just can't replicate.
That's a point you always stress with the families you consult. We're not just preparing them for university anymore.
Not at all. We're preparing them for jobs that might not even exist yet, and those jobs will demand creativity, teamwork, and resilience.
Precisely. And Henry, you probably see the results of this firsthand. When you talk to parents whose children are in strong PBL programs, what's the feedback you get? What are the changes they notice at home?
Oh, the changes are remarkable. The most common one I hear is a big boost in confidence. I worked with one family whose daughter was incredibly shy. After a semester-long project where her team designed a sustainable garden,
Wow.
she presented their model to the entire school. Her parents were just amazed. She found her voice because she was passionate about what she had created. I love hearing that. It's the why that matters. Another thing I've seen is how students start to approach problems. They stop asking the teacher, is this the right answer? And start asking their teammates, how could we test this idea? It's a fundamental shift in mindset from seeking approval to seeking solutions. That's so true. But okay, let's talk about the big worry, the one that keeps parents up at night. What about the academics, the tests? Will my child fall behind in core subjects if you're spending all this time on projects?
That is the number one concern, and it's a valid one. Here's the key. Good PBL doesn't replace academics, it gives them context. Okay, the math becomes real when you use it to budget for the project. The science becomes vital when you need it to make your experiment work. The best schools, like EK-POW, Nord Anglia, or BASIS, are masters at this. They skillfully weave these rigorous academic standards right into the fabric of these engaging projects. They're balancing both worlds.
So what's our advice then for parents who are touring schools and trying to decide if a PBL environment is right for their child?
Don't just read the brochure. Ask the school to show you the evidence. Say, can I see some examples of recent student projects? Or even better,
Oh,
Good idea. Can I talk to a student about a project they're proud of? Watch a class in action. Does it feel energized, collaborative, a little bit playful?
Mm-hmm.
That controlled chaos is often the sign of deep learning happening.
That's fantastic advice. See it, feel it, and talk to the people living it every day. It's about finding the right fit for your child's future.
It really is. PBL isn't just a trend.
No.
It's a thoughtful response to a changing world, designed to build resilient, creative, and engaged young adults.
A perfect summary. Thank you, David, for sharing your insights today. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in.
It was my pleasure, Henry.
Now, here's a question we'd like you to think about as you consider your own child's education. Are we preparing them for a world of known questions and easy answers, or are we equipping them with the skills to solve the complex, unknown problems of tomorrow? Join us next time on the K-12 Excellence Hub. Until then, take care.